Students from Westlane Secondary School and neighboring elementary schools recently gathered at the MacBain Centre in Niagara Falls to lace up their shoes and walk in support of the Stephen Lewis Foundation.
They're walking to raise funds for Stephen Lewis Foundation and Tumani Children's Project to help those affected by the pandemic of AIDS in Africa. There are 14 million AIDS orphans in Africa. There's more orphans in Africa than there are children in Canada, and we need to do something, and that's what we're teaching our students. Every little bit helps.
What other schools are walking today as well?
We have Westlane and our four feeder schools, Forest View, Kate Sturgeon, James Morden and Greendale.
So how are each of these schools actually raising money?
Westlane students went out into the community with pledge sheets and spoke to their friends and neighbours. And let me just say, of all years, with so much going on, the community welcomed our students with open arms. I cannot believe the pledge sheets coming in, $5, $10, full, some pledge sheets with 20 community members who sponsored our students, and I'd just like to say thank you. So that's how our students raise them. On an elementary level, it's more of a cooperative effort. Each class does some little thing, has a hot dog sale, donates $1, whatever the teacher chooses to do and is appropriate for that particular school at that particular time.
Lauren, can you tell me why you got involved in this walk?
Well, my math teacher is Mrs. Shaw, and she had a video that we filmed in our math class, and I thought it was really cool because we lip-synced and we sang a song and we replaced the name in it with Dorothy, and I thought it was a really good cause, and I like supporting stuff like this.
What are some of the things you've learned about life in Africa for these orphans?
It's not easy. And I think we take for granted a lot of what we have, and supporting them is important because they don't have all the opportunities we do.
And you've been doing this for 4 years now. What made you get involved?
I felt like it was a really good Westlane tradition. It shows the spirit that we have and how humanitarian effort that we go and involve ourselves in the community and how we help other people.
What have you learned about some of the things about life in Africa?
I learned that the AIDS vaccines there don't really make much of a difference, and the AIDS epidemic is killing far more people than the entire Canadian population. So it's like Ms. Shaw said earlier, it's our duty as Canadians, get involved and really make a stand against them, because that's what we're known for, right? We're the peacekeepers. We're known for intervention in foreign countries. We're known to help out and make things better for other people's lives.
Before today, we had raised $23,500, and this morning when I looked at our numbers, we were closing in on $2,000, which is amazing. It's one of our best years ever. It's really a year when it's needed because Dorothy is going to university, as we mentioned. We are so very excited about that.
Speaking of that, can you tell me about Dorothy?
She lives in St. Clair's, Kissamo, at the orphanage there. We have helped sponsor her elementary school fees, and she showed such promise that the group who run Tumani decided to really try and send her to a good secondary school. And so those fees are even more expensive, $125 a month, just to go to secondary school. But with our help and lots of other Canadians helping, she managed to go through her secondary school for 5 years and sat the state exam and excelled. 50% of students in Kenya get D or less on the state exam. Dorothy was all A's and B's. And because she has such academic promise, she's now qualified to go to scholarship. A government university will take her for free. This is a huge hurdle she's gotten over with our help and many other Canadians' help. And I'm overjoyed. This way we see the positive change the past 12, 13 years has made.
The Westlane Cares AIDS Walk has raised over $25,000 to date for the Stephen Lewis Foundation. In Niagara Falls, for The Source, I'm Battista.